VISAMIN tribute to Filipino Association that offers French language classes in France. It is believed that learning the language of the host country promotes social and economic integration sense of belongingness. Language learning is valuable and can facilitate aspects of integration, and this confirmed by Professor Steve Maganon and his wife Madame Perla Maganon.
Steve Maganon. I came to France in 1976 as a scholar of the French government to pursue a doctorate in anthropology. I finished my doctorate in anthropology in 1980, and I had hoped to go back to the Philippines, but then my wife and children came, and in the meantime, our institution in the Philippines was abolished. So I stayed on in France, where I eventually was elected as a professor in the National Institute for Oriental Languages and Civilization. Having stayed for a while in France and having encountered many of our kababayan who were coming here, we were faced with a problem as to integration into the French society. And one of the projects that we started was the teaching of French language, which I am very happy that up to today, many are still continuing, starting from our initial students and those whom we have trained in the Aumônerie of the Philippines, the Philippine chaplaincy in Paris.
I'm Maria Pilar Maganon. I came here in 1978 and I pursued some studies here in linguistics and in history. I eventually work in an international organization called the International Social Science Organization based in UNESCO. And we have stayed here for the last over 40 years. And as my husband have said, during these last 40 years, we have observed the life of many of our kababayan here, and we were able to see what would be their needs. And the number one need that we thought of was, or that we saw was, the what they call apprentissage de la langue process, meaning to say learning of the French language, because that was the passport to getting a good job. So we went on our teaching French to many of our kababayan, and we remember teaching them in their service rooms, in rented places, and also in chaplaincies, Philippine chaplaincy. And we're glad to see that many of them were able to get some jobs because of that, and have eventually, through their work, eventually supported their children back home, or were able to get their children here to pursue their respective studies. And now this is the fruit, and we're happy that the VISAMIN Association have initiated this project to give recognition to these Filipinos, our workers, who have indeed devoted much of their time and effort for the education of their children back home or here abroad. Thank you.
On the other hand, in March 24, 2019, the Hiligay Non-Association received an award from TFC, ABS-CBN, through its program Global Pinoy Idol.
My name is Mr. Denis Manaay, President and founder of Hiligay Non-Association in France. We began our French lesson in 2005. After recognizing the needs of our kababayan who were struggling to speak the language as part of the integration process. Learning the language also helped them become more independent, enabling them to effectively communicate when applying for jobs or dealing with French regulations. Over the nearly 2 decades of offering French lesson, we have accommodated approximately 900 students. Thanks to the dedication of the officers and members of Hiligay Non-Association, who are always present every Sunday to welcome the student and more so the committee of French lessons that untiringly be there and give them as their service as a volunteer. We decided to end the French lesson in 2019 during the pandemic, and for this I would like to special thanks goes to our Professor Prosper Hilarit with his untiring dedication throughout that long years in teaching French lesson and service to the Filipino community.
Upholding the vision of the association, which is to guide and unify the expatriate Filipino community in France, especially the Visayas region. Denis Manaay continue to collaborate with other associations that bring life in achieving his mission as an individual.
I would just like to congratulate under the leadership of Jerry Lasta, the president and founder of VISAMIN Association, celebrating for its 31st anniversary. And thank you so much for all the work and dedication that you put to help our kababayan not only here in France but also back in the Philippines. And for that alone, congratulations and job well done.
On its 31st anniversary, education is the key factor. Aside from their benefactor, VISAMIN would like to thank the leaders of CGAP, who in every way contributed to whatever it has achieved today.